let's talk about something real quick. So it must just be really just pushing. I have no idea. Just really pushing on timelines and stuff. I guess I never had the conversation with myself. So we are going to have the conversation, and you can be here to watch. Ain't that something? It makes me nervous to talk about it. What would you like in a gentleman? The reason why I say gentleman is because I am a lady. And I would like a child. And only boys can give me the thing that I require. Because they have the parts that I need. Ain't that something? So, when I look for a person to be with for the rest of my life, besides just regular basicness, right? You don't have to go spiritual into it. You don't have to go God sent into it. Obviously, that stuff comes into play. If I, a woman, would like to have a child someday, right? I would need a boy. I would need a male because I am a female and I have female parts. Yes. Right? Stay with me. So I would need to have a boy. Lise, you don't have to have a boy. You can have a girl. And you guys can what? What can we do? If I went to the doctor and they artificially inseminated me by spreading my legs open and sticking a needle into my stuff, oh my, that is just not a pleasant thought. No, I would like to not do that. I would like to not do that. If I decided to do that, because I am allowed to do that, right? The sperm that I got would have came from a boy. uh, uh, ain't that something? I am not saying that two girls cannot be together. But I cannot teach if let's say I had a child. Let's say I did have a child. No matter how much I would like to think I would be able to do everything myself, which I think I would be able to take care of the kid, but if I had a kid and it was a boy, I never was raised to be a boy. As crazy as that sounds, in the most simplest way as it sounds, I am a girl. So I have girl parts and I don't have boy parts. I feel like my brain wants to scream. So someday, right, my boy would like to know how his body works. And yes, I can be an educator. There's plenty educators out there telling boys and girls about their bodies, right? But I would most likely be able to tell a girl about her body because I am a girl. I know this may sound silly, the way I'm saying this and everything, but I hope you really understand my message of what I'm actually saying. If I had a son someday and he had questions about his body, obviously as a mom, there would be no doubt in my mind. Yes, I would tell you about your body. But I'm not going to lie, I would just kind of have my husband do that. Or his father do that because he has a boy body. Wow, that was very stressful. Just like I know that a dad would have no problem telling their daughter about their period. especially if they have no woman around or female around. My dad would go and get me tampons or pads or anything that they thought they would even know, right? Because no matter how much your dad loves you, they will educate you literally so much, right? My dad doesn't have a vagina. True story. My dad has a boy part. Ain't that something? So, if I had a daughter, right? Not because her father would be a jerk, he would just kind of probably just let me deal with that. That would be good because I have a girl body. This is a good conversation. Talking about the birds and the bees. The birds and the bees. I've never even heard a story. We just heard about the birds and the bees, but I don't think I've ever heard the story of the birds and the bees. For some reason, this world is very strange, and boys and girls really want each other, but they don't know how to act for each other. I just don't get it. A lot of stuff have been popping up on my, I guess, on my suggestions list or something like that lately about guys saying this about girls and girls saying this about guys and all of that stuff. And there was this guy, I'm not gonna lie, I was offended and he wasn't even talking to me. Ain't that something? He's like, whoa, when was the last time you were in a size 4? She's like, elementary school? I don't think it's fair. People put people in such extreme levels. Don't compete where you don't compare. Some people will say, well, I want a woman that looks like this, 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 this. Harley. And they'll be like, well, are you not a size 10? Are you a 10? Or what do you rate yourself as, right? If I put you right in front of a super fucking model, right? You would look like shit. Ain't that some shit? So they make girls feel like shit because they literally compare them to something that's really crazy. And not everybody actually wants to look like a supermodel. Ain't that something? Why do we have to be supermodels? Why do we have to be supermodels? Did anybody actually ask people in the world that are comparing their bodies and all these girls are literally fat shaming themselves and hurting their bodies just to be these supermodels? Did anybody actually ask them if they actually wanted supermodels first of all, if they wanted to be a supermodel, and second of all, if they wanted a supermodel as their, what is it called, role model? They are just people. They are just people. Did you know a lot of them supermodels now? Not all of them now. Everybody does their own thing, right? A lot of them eat really good. They don't eat a bunch of junk food. Maybe they're pretty because they just take care of their bodies. And he literally, no joke, he pulled out the whole BMI. If somebody were to ask me if I was in good shape, I would say yes. I just would. Why? Because I have done a lot of work to be in really good shape. Do I think I am in the most perfect shape? No, but do I think I am the perfect shape? Yes, I do. Ain't that something? How you say it? people are saying, well, they're asking for unrealistic things. Well, I know, right? It's literally, I have no idea even what to say because it's so much. It's literally so much. Well, I would like this, this, this out of a guy, and I would like this, this, this out of a girl. Well, I can say whatever you want out of your other person, you should be able to equally or more provide. I feel like if you would like someone who has abs, you should have abs. Or be thin enough or in shape enough to obtain abs. So let's say you are pretty fit but you do not have abs. Well, maybe I want a husband who has abs and so they can help me get abs. How are we thinking about this? I am not going to want someone who eats pork because I do not eat pork. And I think a lot of negative things about eating pork. So if I don't like those things, I'm not going to pick a husband someday who does do those things. I don't think it's unrealistic for people to have high standards. We just have to know where to look for them. People in the world that we do want those things do exist. But if they get you, right, and you get them, what are you guys getting? Wilfred? Wilfred's like, you get me. I would like someone who is not super heavy. Lise, what is super heavy to you? I would like someone who is not over 300 pounds. It has nothing to do with, oh, I don't like fat people. No, my first boyfriend, he was really heavy, and I actually really loved his tummy. I actually like big people. They're very comfy. They're very comforting. But on my journey, I have lost a lot of weight, and I am not that big. Plus, I would not want someone who is very large and also very tall because I am short. So imagine if you were more than 400 pounds on a little tiny lady like me. It's not that I can't be with you. It's just going to be a little tough for your big body to be on my tiny body. Realistically. I apologize for how it might make you feel. Wilfred, don't be tipping shit over. You're not getting no treats. See, Wilfred always wants treats. I also gave my life to God, which means I literally am going to be healthy forever. And if I have a super heavy husband that is not losing weight, it would be kind of concerning for someone who's a health nut to not be with someone who is healthy. Wilfred, you're not getting any treats. He said, but I still want them. I feel like that was really rude. That guy really, he hurt my feelings. I was just like, because technically speaking, I am obese. And he's like, well, do you know these people that are... He's like, do you know these people that have like $500,000 or whatever these people are? I don't know. I was just listening to him. He just was very cutthroat. I can see about being cutthroat about a lot of stuff. But I don't know. That's super degrading too. I feel like that's not fair either. I feel like Wilfred really is screwing with me because I feel like I can't talk about it. Wilfred, do something. Either do something or don't do something. Get over here then, jerk. Now I'm giving him treats. Just a little. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about it right now. I don't think BMI has anything to do with somebody. I think it's okay for people to do certain things, but they just can't be addicted to it. Like, I'm not gonna want a husband who fucking literally, no fucking joke, if I'm trying to not eat meat for the rest of my life and give my life to a different lifestyle, like, I can have some meat in my life, right? But I'm not trying to do that. Like, no, I'm not trying to do all that. Ain't that some shit too? It just depends on who you are. I would like a husband someday if he did want to eat meat. I want my husband to kill the animal. I don't want my husband someday. Yeah, I just don't want my husband someday to just go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of meat. No. I want my husband to literally do those things for me. Ain't that something? He's gonna have to be somewhat fit, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. I'm somewhat fit. I don't think people can use the things that they... No, you can't use the same analogies for people. That's just not fair. I don't think it's fair. Especially for the type of world we live in. I don't think it's fair. I feel like I'm still not able to talk about it because I'm still gathering information on it. I don't know because he's like, well, people who have that much money, right? He's like, well, you can kiss your career goodbye. Well, I don't also think I don't think that they should be able to just not have no careers at all. Well, you have to have a kid and you would have to have a career. But if you were truly smart, and you were really with the person that you were supposed to be with, you could work and be in your relationship together because you guys would already be doing the same things. And it wouldn't be an issue whether or not you were taking care of your children because you would just be doing it together anyway. Well, things don't work like that. Yes, they actually do. Maybe they just do not work for you that way. Maybe they just do not work for you that way. He's drinking water. Ain't that something? I'm literally still thinking about it, but I do not think that's fair. I think you should be able to do stuff. What type of world are we trying to live in? It's not going to work the same way for everybody. I don't know. He was just very rude. I'm like, it's one thing to tell people about themselves, but I feel like it's just one of those things you just don't say to somebody. I feel like it is very rude to call someone's BMI level out. I think there are certain levels of blows that we can give to people, but there is nobody that really, truly, honestly does fit the BMI level. Even people who are super healthy don't even fit the BMI level. Muscle weighs more than fat. So what if you were in perfect condition and your whole body was just pure muscle and you were over the BMI level? Are you just fat forever? I feel like I want to cry. That is such a bad word. I would not want somebody who's super, super heavy. But if I fell in love with somebody and they were super healthy or super heavy and they became healthy, that's different. Anybody can change their life at any time. I'm not going to want someone who drinks a lot of alcohol because I don't drink alcohol. If I would like to relax sometime and sit down and have a glass of whiskey or a glass of wine with my husband someday, just because, in the future, period, that is way different. But you're not going to see me at the bar all the time, spending money. No. It's just too much work. It's just too much work. And if you want a good girl because you want a good wife, well, a good girl needs a good boy or a good husband. And if you don't want me eating a bunch of junk food, and you don't want me not brushing my teeth, and you don't want me not washing my body, well, I don't want that either. You do not want me to be 500-600 pounds. Well, I do not want you to be 500-600 pounds either. And if you love me enough, I would tell you if you were getting very heavy. Aren't we supposed to be working together to be healthy anyway? How did it get so bad? Had a couple kids? Well, did you just fall out of love with her because of the way she looked? This shit is fucked. Because I'm like, I've never had an actual kid, and it would really hurt my feelings if I really did have a kid and my husband didn't want to love me anymore because my body didn't look the same. That would really hurt my feelings. That would really hurt my feelings. I have never had an actual kid before, but their bodies kind of went through a lot of work. And people will be like, oh, well, I'm celibate. I've been celibate for a few years, and that's just you working on you. Good for you. And he's like, well, you're not a virgin. Nobody's a virgin. That's not fair either. People will hold you to a standard of what? And I believe, didn't he get a divorce? He's telling a lot of girls about themselves and how to get men. But I believe that guy had a divorce from his wife, so who is really allowed to say anything? So people are not allowed to change? People are not allowed to be different? What happens when you are born again? What happens when you are born again? And I think it's the same thing, too. Let's say a guy's like, oh, well, I don't have sex with a bunch of girls, right? But they just watch porn all the time and they are masturbating to them, to like the videos or the pictures and stuff. I think that's bad, too. It's no different. If you want more good girls in the world and more good boys in the world, I think we need to change some stuff that's in the world. Maybe I would like to not see so many girls, especially under the age, in shorts that are like 4 inches. 4 or 5 inch seams. That's just not long enough. Maybe we could get back into a style where, I mean, goodness gracious, what do you really need to see? Maybe there wouldn't be so many people out here just lurking at women or lurking at men or whatever if we were dressed more appropriate. We can wear whatever we want. I could sit here right now in a bikini or my bra and panties. Some people would literally be like, oh yeah, Elise, show me your stuff. I just wouldn't want you to think of me that way. Ain't that something? I just wouldn't want you to think of me that way. I just wouldn't want you to think of me that way. We have to be better than that. We have to be. You know, some of these girls that I see too, that are famous and stuff like that, I was like, they do got pretty bodies. I was like, they do look very good. They do look very nice. But I was like, I wonder if they just had nicer clothes on. Imagine, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Imagine if you saw like Nicki Minaj or something like that, or Cardi B, or. And like all of those girls are literally Megan Thee Stallion. They do have juicy booties, and juicy bodies, period. But what if they were wearing something else not so revealing? Would you still listen to their music? Would you still support them? What if they said, you know, I did all this stuff, I just wanted to be free and stuff like that and do whatever I wanted? Would we hold a standard to them too? Well, you showed us your body, now you gotta show us your body for the rest of your life. Well, I don't think I want to do that. Could they change your view? Yes, they talk about, I mean, I don't know how you come back from WAP, but you do. But what if she did do something different? I do not think she has to be, they have to be ashamed of their bodies. Nobody should be ashamed of their bodies. But what standard are we holding the kids to? Because people listen to their music. And yes, they can say, well, that is not my responsibility for your kids not doing what they are supposed to do. But we already knew because we were already those kids. Ain't that something? And people are just mean. People are just mean. I'm mean too, then. I don't know if it was Cardi B. She was like, somebody asked, it was literally, man, I'm gossiping or something right now. But no joke, it's because I'm talking about this stuff, man. It just gives me so much anxiety. I'm just like, bro, I would love a husband, but I'm like, man, I just might have to be a good kid and give my life to God forever and not have a husband. Like, because this shit is crazy because I have standards too. And I'm actually a good kid. And so I would like another good kid. I would like someone who's pure of heart. Those people exist in the world. You might not think so for some people who watch this, but they exist. I exist. So I know that there's someone else in the world exists because I know I'm not the only one in the entire planet that has that. And no, I do not need a kid. But I can have a big kid like me. Well, does my husband believe in himself? Is my husband able to say kind words to himself? Can he say kind words to me? I think it's not unrealistic. Yes, I'm going to want security. I want to feel safe. Who is not going to want that feeling? Does my husband have to make 10 trillion billion gazillion dollars in the entire planet? No. Why? Because I don't make 10 billion quadrillion zillion dollars on the planet. Can I look at my husband in the eye and say, no matter how much money we have, as long as I have you by my side, we can do anything? Can I have that feeling? That sense of security? Babe, I can't pay for everything, but our bills are paid for. We have maybe $35 extra for the month, but everything is paid for. Is that enough? Is it enough? I can't pay for you to get your nails done, but I can give you some of my time. And they might not look good, but I can paint your nails. You know what I'm saying? I think if literally chivalry, is that what it is? Just being nice, I think it just works. I just think it works. What do you want? What do you need? If we have children someday, can we provide for them? Can we break generational curses? If we have 4 or 5 children and everybody is paid for, is it enough? Is it enough? Ain't that something? I guess I never really thought about it. I have some more thoughts about it. I'm gonna have to make another video. I don't know. I mean, I have a past. I just feel like people literally just had no idea what they were getting into. I just did all the stuff that I thought my family, they just did, but it didn't work. My heart was just very broken, and I hurt a lot of people's feelings, and I hurt my feelings because I just did what I grew up knowing. And I don't think that stuff works. But we still hold each other to that standard. My phone is dying. I will have to let you go. I will have to make another video. Would be pretty crazy if you were looking for someone specific And all you were doing is just sleeping. Look at my lips. I need to get some chapstick. And all you were doing is just sleeping around with a bunch of people. But your heart just didn't feel what you needed to feel. You could be in a marriage. Are you just with them just because that's all you know? It is not normal to be stressed out all the time. It's just not normal. It's not normal. People will say it is, but it is not. I'm gonna have to get off of here because my phone's gonna die. I'm gonna think about some more stuff. It's a very touchy subject. I think it's unfair to ask somebody's BMI level. Because technically, I'm probably going to be fat forever or obese forever. That means I'd have to literally be like 130 pounds. That's so little. That's so little. Ain't that something? Some people are probably still healing stuff. You know, back in the day, in order for you to just live, right, you needed a little extra fat on your body. Ain't that something? People are cutting off their tummies and cutting off their skin because somebody got inside your head. I do not think it is fair to tell somebody that they are not perfect because they went off their BMI level. That really made me angry. That literally made me angry, and he wasn't even talking to me. So my spirit must have just resonated with it. But I think that is highly unfair and uncalled for and should not be allowed. I just don't think you should bring up somebody's BMI level. Isn't that something? Because that means we're all in the same category. I wonder if we did take some of the stars and celebrities and we weighed them and they were obese, are they now in the same category as everyone else in that same category on the entire planet? You know, that butt that they have, right? And them thighs, I gotta hold them up, very thick girls, right? I'm pretty sure they do not weigh nothing. So if we did scale one of these ladies, right, or one of these gentlemen that are famous, right, and they were morbidly obese, over obese, obesity, all that good stuff, right? Are they in the same category now as everyone on the planet? And that's what our scale goes off of. Some girls, you can see their bones and they're still too fat. I think we should take literally the BMI and throw it right over the board. And it was very rude. He literally said, well, you're about 0.6 whatever over, so you're obese. That is just not fair. There's a difference between telling somebody how they can change their life and just being a dick. I think that was just a very rude thing he said out of arrogance, honestly speaking. Yep, that was just a jerk statement. Yep. Just a jerk. And why does everyone have to assume? Like, goodness gracious. Like, yes, I want a husband someday that is financially set, but no one said that they had to make $10 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that damn serious. I do have big goals and dreams. That's why I want to make money myself, too. I don't think that you should have a husband unless they literally are going to do that, and it's a very traditional standpoint. Well, I will be a very pretty lady for you, and I will eat healthy and birth your children and do what I'm supposed to do. But I want what I want too. Can you kill for me? Can you kill for our kids? Can you protect us? Can you build a fire? Are you fast on your feet? Are you fast in your mind? Quick thinking? Problem solving? Am I raising you? Or are you already grown? Because we're supposed to be raising children now. Do you feel me? Here's some money to go to the grocery store. Well, we have the resources around the world. Go kill me an animal then, and look it straight in the eye. Are you strong enough to do that? Some people are. What type of husband are you looking for? Do you know how to make French fries? Because I like French fries. It doesn't have to be that serious, you know what I'm saying? I need to go put some chapstick on my lips. And I need to go brush my teeth, too. Do you brush your teeth? Yes, I had some coffee. I got my teeth, at least. They're a little stained because I was eating food and drinking coffee, but I can go brush my teeth. Do you have your teeth? You can't be a jerk for wanting a pretty lady to have her teeth, and all she has to do is just go brush them, and my husband don't even have half of his teeth. Well, did something happen? No, you just didn't care about them? Well, I would like to keep my teeth as long as possible, so I would like to have someone who has a healthy oral hygiene. Because you have to think too, I'm probably gonna kiss my husband. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to kiss his wife with her teeth falling out. And her mouth stinks, and she hasn't flossed her teeth in months, or brushed her teeth in weeks. And vice versa. Does my husband have a clean mouth? I mean, really? If we're really talking about it, that's some real personal shit. I don't care about how much money you make. You can make 10 figures, 100 figures. You can make $10 trillion a year. If your breath stinks, sir, ma'am, I probably just won't kiss you. So imagine if you just paid for all of this stuff for me and I just never kissed you. That would not be a good wife, because if you truly loved your husband or you truly loved your wife, you'll probably want to give them many kisses. And so I need to go put some chapstick on. Because if I had a husband, he would not want to kiss chapped lips. He would want to kiss a clean mouth with soft lips. It's just basic stuff. I'm gonna get off of here because I need to go find my chapstick anyway. I do look crazy. I do look crazy, but at least I have my teeth. My real teeth. My real teeth. Okay, well, if you haven't told yourself today, you probably should go tell yourself that you love yourself. We will talk about this some more. But it really made me mad when I heard that guy, and I was just like, why are these guys and girls literally just, that's all they're saying? Like, boys want pretty girls and girls just want money. And I'm like, well, that's not all I want. And I don't think that's all what other people want either. I think it's only a select few people that see that and talk about it. And then it gets amplified and they assume all girls want that. And I don't think so. If I dress nice, well, I'm gonna want my husband to dress nice. Well, what do you want your husband to be doing? What do you want your wife to be doing? Where would you want to meet them? I would not want to just meet my husband at a bar. It'd be one thing if I went there just for a celebration, because I went there once a year or something like that, and I literally went to a bar with some people or something, and I met somebody there, but they were like, oh, I don't drink much, I'm just here with some people. Well, me too, huh? It's not going to be that difficult. If you want someone who is healthy, you have to be healthy too. Sorry. It just wouldn't be an issue because it wouldn't be an issue. It just wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be. Ain't that something? If I have animals and my husband is allergic to animals and he's like, well, it's me or the animals, I'm going to pick my animals because I love them and I will never not love my animals. And so my husband will just have to deal with that I am an animal lover. Ain't that something? If I have a husband someday who loves to eat dogs and I have a dog, well, that's okay. We just probably can't be friends or husband and wife because that is just too much for me to deal with. That's too much for me. I could not do that. No. Where is your mind? What type of person do you want to be? What type of children do you want? Because if you eat a bunch of junk food and it's not healthy, and you make me eat a bunch of junk food and I am not healthy, that means my children will eat a bunch of junk food and they will not be healthy. Ain't that something? Something to think about. Bye.